Today marks 70 years since the infamous Worcester tornado, the most destructive and deadly New England tornado in recorded history.
Yeah, the tornado formed in Petersham and was on the ground for 84 long minutes, killing 94 people. Meteorologist Jacob Wyckoff takes a look back.
June 9, 1953, a devastating tornado tore through the heart of Worcester County. 70 years ago today, a much different day than what we see right now. Heat, humidity, instability, all combining for what is still the deadliest tornado in New England history. The damage so immense, and the 1950s being at the heart of the Cold War, survivors actually thought the Soviets had attacked us.
The date was June the 9th, the year 1953.
A sweltering early summer day for New England turned into a life-altering moment for many. At about 4:25 that day, a tornado dropped into Petersham. The tornado would be on the ground for 84 minutes and over 46 miles, hitting cities and towns like Worcester, Shrewsbury, and Holden before lifting into Framingham. In this rarely seen footage obtained by WBZ, this home in central Mass was torn apart by the tornado. While the damage scale used to rate the tornado would not be developed until 1971, it was finally rated an F4 tornado, just below the strongest rating of F5.
Nearly 1,000 police and auxiliaries moved into Worcester right after the disaster.
The tornado injured 1,300 people, destroyed 4,000 buildings, and caused $52 million in damage. Incredibly, that's over $500 million in today's dollars.
Forecasting, especially severe weather forecasting, was in its infancy back in the 50s.
Joe Della Carpini is a meteorologist at National Weather Service in Norton. He says, surprisingly, meteorologists of that day had a good handle on what was going to happen.
There was actually discussion the morning of June 9th. It was actually around 10 a.m. They were talking about the forecast and said, should we include the word tornado today? And it was decided against because of that inciting panic. People were afraid if they heard the word tornado.
By 4:55, a research radar 44 miles away in Lexington and operated by MIT captured a crude and now unmistakable hook echo. This would be the first time a hook echo was ever captured on radar, but the Weather Service was unaware.
There was no way to communicate that information, easily to the Weather Service.
It wasn't until an observer at Blue Hill Observatory noticed debris raining down from the sky.
I called the Boston office and said, I think there's been a bad tornado somewhere. And after talking to the Boston office, they agreed and they issued the first severe weather warning for New England. Now, the warning was issued about 2 hours after the tornado occurred.
Letters, bonds, photos that had been in area homes were found 50 or 60 miles to the east of Worcester, blown there by the wind.
A wedding dress from Worcester was found on a telephone line in Natick. Blueprints from a Worcester building were found in Duxbury, and books and clothing were found in Chatham in Provincetown. In the days after the Worcester tornado, a young Massachusetts senator named John F. Kennedy was photographed surveying the damage. If there is any legacy of the Worcester tornado, the impact caused the government to speed up deployment of a national radar network.
Today, we have much better warning systems, better detection with Doppler radar, better models that can help us anticipate these events. So the loss of life, typically is much lower now.
The upgrades we've made to radar over the years have been like going from black and white television to high definition, truly a game changer when it comes to severe weather. And if all this tornado talk has you worried, these type of destructive tornadoes happen on average every 50 to 60 years. In Worcester, meteorologist Jacob Wyckoff, WBZ News.
Wow, and you can take some comfort in the fact that our technology is so much better, but wild to see those images of all the items that blew so far away.
Yeah, what a storm that was.
Yeah.
And Eric, it was just maybe 10 years ago we had that tornado in Springfield, and didn't it leave like a scar all the way through like Munson if you looked from above?
Yeah, the big ones do, and that's basically the closest thing that we've had since to that tornado, something that affected a major urban area like Springfield, and Worcester was at its peak historical population when this came through. Wow. So it's rare to have a hit on a major city like that.
All right, well, meantime, we have a little bit of unsettled weather, nothing too bad.
Yeah.